Best Irish music on irishradio.org with Jerry Byrne.
I'm Jerry Byrne, Irish Radio it is. I've been speaking to many of the great and the good and the talented of Irish entertainment and the arts. I've got a young gentleman online now who has toured with Derek Ryan. He recorded his first album with his dad when he was aged just 14. And a child prodigy, I suppose you could say, and a tip to be a major artist, and he really has launched in an incredible manner, and really has been identified by many in entertainment as a fine singer and performer. I'm delighted to say hello to Ben Troy. Ben, how are you?
Hi Jerry, how are you? I'm very well. Thank you very much for having me on.
A real pleasure, Ben. A real pleasure. Listen, you did your first album. It was released when you were just 14.
Yeah, the first album I done with my dad. Christ, it seems like a forever ago now. But I think we originally started recording that when I was 12, and then we just done bits and pieces. Then when it was all put together, it would have been around 14. Yeah, so that would have been 2012. So yeah, 8 years ago.
Wow, that is that's quite a while ago, and I'll have to say it got a lot of notice back then when it was released.
Yeah, well, thankfully we were in a position where we were doing kind of high profile gigs with high profile people. I suppose the first gig that myself and Daddy really got recognised, we were singing before a man called Mick Flavin. I'm sure a lot of your listeners know who Mick Flavin is, and it was Mick who put myself and Daddy in contact with the man that was going to put us in contact to get out there, you know.
Right. And
thankfully, look, it was definitely the right case, the right place at the right time kind of moment. And yeah, like I said, it seems like forever ago, but yeah, I look back very fondly on them times.
Indeed so. It's certainly, it launched your name to major prominence, at the time, and from that, on it went. Then you were with, you joined up with some of the other young artists in the Wee Amigos.
Yeah, well, that seems like a time ago as well. But that was, I'd say that was maybe a year after myself and Daddy released that album. And again, look, that got me on the Late Late Show with the two other fellas. It got us on some of the biggest festivals in the country, and that propelled the name even further. And then, that set us up greatly. From performing in front of a band, in front of big audiences, and yeah, again, I have nothing bad to say about that because I've such fond memories of that time and the people around that time.
Indeed so. And I mean, bearing in mind, all this experience and all of this that you were getting, you were still very, very young at this stage.
I was 15-ish. Yeah. It was crazy when you think about it.
It was absolutely incredible. Now, then you went on and you toured, you were with Derek Ryan then for 3 years.
Yeah, I started with Derek when I was just turned 17, and he had seen me at a show, and he wanted me to come on tour to be a special guest, and we done 6 or 7 tours, 6 or 7 2-week tours, night after night after night, which was totally a new experience for me because obviously being 17, I wasn't really in that mode of doing a show, going back to a hotel, up early to go to the next venue. We done England, we done Scotland, Wales, Ireland, all over our islands, and like that. I reckon that's where I learned the most in them 3 years. Performing in front of thousands of people at the one time. In front of a 6 or 7 piece band, being in that environment. I was just a sponge at that stage. I was learning everything, and those times especially taught me 90% of what I know now.
Yes, incredible. You know, it really is. It was it was an incredible break for somebody of of your age at the time to get to actually be suddenly catapulted onto appearing with somebody like Derek Ryan across Scotland and England and right around Ireland. I mean, it was truly incredible.
Absolutely, Joe. It introduced me, or it introduced a lot of his audience onto me. Like, when I just for instance, my Facebook page, like, obviously likes aren't everything, but when I started with Derek, I had 2,000, and within 6 months I had 10,000. It was that quick, and I'm eternally grateful to Derek for giving me that platform. And a lot of the people that I would have met on the road with him, whether it's musicians, entertainers, promoters, audience, anything, bound men or women, like, it doesn't matter. I'm still in touch with today, and they still follow me, and I still talk to them all the time. And yes, it has been difficult with COVID and all this kind of stuff, but those, like I said, those times are just taught me everything. And some of my best friends in the world right now were introduced to me from back then. So incredible times. I can't speak highly enough of it.
Indeed so. And I mean, Derek Ryan himself is an incredible artist.
He's an incredible, absolutely, and also an incredible songwriter. I've seen him go to work on a song and finish it in 10 minutes and come out with one of the best country songs I've ever heard. Like, he wrote a few songs on the album in that time, around 2017, I think it was. So it's 3 years, nearly 4 years now, actually, that we went to Nashville and recorded the Gravity album. So that was 4 original songs that he wrote on that, and he played a big part in that. He was executive producer. He he was in the studio with me, just because he was involved in it. Like, he was invested so much into me, because myself and himself were good friends. We were very good friends around that time, and he wanted what was best for me. Like, and he said, right, Ben, there's a song that I was going to do, but I want you to do it because you'll do it better than me, or vice versa. Like, obviously, I've written a few songs that if I gave to him, he probably thought weren't very good. Like, but yeah, he was a big influence to me, and I've been a fan of him for a very long time as well. So to work with somebody who you look up to, who might admire you, it was a very, very good environment. And one that I probably, it was vital. It was vital around that time.
Right, that's excellent. Are you still in touch with the Derek?
Of course, yeah, of course. I'm still very good friends with some of the band members. Still in touch with Derek all the time. Still in touch with the sound engineer, the lighting engineer. I'm still very good friends with them all.
Oh, that is excellent. That is excellent. Now, the Gravity album that you released, did you say Gravity was recorded in Nashville?
Yeah, it was all recorded and done in Nashville, yes.
Right. That must have been a heck of an experience for you.
For a 18-year-old to head on over to the big city in Nashville to record his album was... It was no short of incredible, and an experience that I'm very lucky to have, because not many people have experienced that. To work alongside some of the greatest musicians in the world, not just in America or Ireland, in the world, some of the greatest songwriters, some of the greatest producers, like I said, at that time I was just a sponge. It's taken all this information in. It was incredible, absolutely incredible.
Indeed, fantastic stuff. And that album actually did extremely well for you, I must say. And well done on that. Excellent stuff. You also released.
Thank you. We were very lucky to. It went number 1 on iTunes the night it got released. Like when you release singles, obviously singles are maybe €1.20 or whatever. And when you release an album, obviously the album's a wee bit more expensive than that. So the fact that we went number 1 ahead of the likes of Taylor Swift and Johnny Cash and even Elvis and all my heroes, from years and years ago. The likes So if the people paid the 10 or 15 euro, whatever it was back then, and went to number one, that was an incredible feeling, and it made the work that we done in Nashville for those 2 or 3 months worthwhile.
Indeed so, absolutely superb stuff. But listen, you grew up in music because your dad was involved in music and then performing around local venues.
Yeah, well, Daddy taught me how to sing. He taught me my first song. He taught me a lot now, But yeah, Daddy's a number champion on the accordion. Daddy's a very, very good singer, very accomplished singer, and so is my mother. Actually, she'll not admit to it, but Mommy's a very good singer too.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, of course, you are related to another lady I spoke to before on the program, Ellen Tinley, who's well known in singing.
I am, yes.
Singing also, and another gentleman actually who's a fine record producer who is your uncle. That's Tony Riley.
That's D2 is his nickname. Yeah, we all call him D2, but Tony was the person who produced the very first album of myself and Daddy's.
Right.
All the way back in 2014 or whenever it was, yeah.
Right. Very well, I'll have to say, a very well recorded, very well done album, and one that really, I think, showcased both of you, and, really did a great job on it.
Thank you. We kept it in the family anyway,
Definitely did. So tell me this: what have you been doing, or possibly the better term is not doing, since the whole lockdown and everything else? It's totally wiped out singing and entertainment and everything, live shows anyhow.
Yeah, totally. This time last year we had all these great plans for 2020, and we were going to release songs and maybe book festivals and stuff like that. We had all these big plans, and then all of a sudden the world was going crashing. What we would have done, obviously, I've released a song during the summer with Roller Coaster, which is we're taking a different approach to my sound and where we think we're going. The kind of angle that we're going down, which was totally different. As well as, I have been doing the live videos like everybody has been doing. But one thing about me is I don't sit still. I get very itchy. I always have to have a project on the go at all times. So I kind of stopped doing the live videos, and I'm currently in the process of working on something top secret right now. But it's in the works, and we're hoping to have the first. It's going to be a series of songs I'm going to do, but it's going to be different, and I hope the people are going. I'm very, very excited with this. But we're hoping to have things up and running in the next 6 weeks to almost certainly before Christmas.
Right. Well done on that. You're not just sitting around. Looking at the four walls during this strange period we're having at the moment.
Yeah, no, never. I could never do that. It's always looking forward. Always thinking. In 6 months' time, if this is still a thing, how can I keep my name out there? How can I keep people interested? How can because everybody needs. One thing about the industry that we're in is the gigs may not be there, but the audiences still are. And we, as entertainers, and whether we're singers or jugglers, we're still entertainers, and we want to entertain people. I am most at home on a stage. I'm not most at home singing to a phone in my room. You know what I mean? As much as I did enjoy that, but nothing beats the electricity and the feeling that you get on stage in front of however many people, whether it's 5 people or 5,000 people. It really doesn't matter. But that's obviously quite difficult right now. So we always have to keep ourselves looking forward, thinking, what can I do to make sure that people are entertained. So that's kind of where we're going right now, and I'm very, very excited about it.
Right, excellent stuff. So have you actually done any of the classic, the Facebook Live things or anything like that since the lockdown?
I done. Christ, let me think now. I done maybe 14 weeks in a row. No, I didn't do it once a night. Now I done it once a week on a Friday, because you get the weekend. Like I know everyone's inside, but everyone still has a couple of drinks inside. I'm sure I'm not the only one. But every Friday I've done that for I think it was 14 or 16 weeks, and then ever since that we released Roller Coaster at the end of June. So I kind of took a wee break to kind of make sure that got to where it needed to get to, and then I'd done maybe I'd done 3 or 4 weeks after kind of Roller Coaster got its own legs and it was out into the public, and then I stopped after the 4 weeks to put together this project that I've been working on for the last couple of months now. So I did enjoy it, yeah, but like I said, I do get itchy. Like I have to get something that excites me.
Yes.
I'm not saying that the live didn't excite me. I still really enjoyed doing it, but something that keeps me kind of switched on and excited, and to make sure that people want to see what we put out.
Indeed.
It's difficult, obviously, because restrictions are still around. But hopefully, like I said, almost certainly before Christmas, we'll have a lot of content for people that hopefully will enjoy it.
That's excellent. Looking forward to that. And but I will have to say to you that I've seen some of your views for the roller coaster thing, and it's very impressive. I mean, television channels will be happy with the figures that you're getting on it. So that's truly incredible.
Thank you.
It's excellent. I mean,
thank you. I appreciate that. We put an awful amount of work into roller coaster. We, like I said, on my videos there, as I said, almost every week in the lead up to the song being released. We were sitting over that song for nearly 2 years, and then a global pandemic hit, so
yes.
It was either hang on to it for another year and focus on, the rest of the songs that we have been focusing on, or release it now, keep, because I've always loved that song. I think it's a great song, and the response that we got from it was incredible, and I'm very, very grateful for that. And there's a lot more yet to come, I'll say that.
Oh, that's excellent. That is excellent. Looking forward to that. Ben, listen, it's been lovely to catch up with you. It really has. And listen, I wish you all the success in the world, all the luck in the world with everything. And you listen to yourself and your family. Stay well, stay safe, and fingers crossed, as soon as it's safe to do so, we'll see you out in action on stage once again.
Thank you very much, Jerry. I really appreciate this, and I hope you see yourself soon, and let's get this show back on the road very soon.